Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. This is kind of a special thing that we're doing right here because I've talked about it a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I mean I've literally said I'm being trained by Mr. Engin Terzi. So this is something that's kind of a different thing. You don't normally see uh, an experienced arm wrestler try to reinvent himself, but Engin has been kind of overseeing my training in the last few months here. So how you doing today, Engin?
I'm doing fine. And how are
Yeah,
you?
I'm good. So
Good.
how much are you doing, like, as far as I remember when you posted a few months ago, you said you're full, you got no spots left, you're not doing any more online training. So is that still the case?
No, I bring it down, because normally I was thinking that, it would be easier, but when I realized that when there are like more than I can handle, it gives me a headache. Also, I can't really be helpful enough. And then whenever I see that, some people are not serious enough, they just come and then I don't know, they don't really have passion, to do something great. So that doesn't excite me when I know that the person that I am working with has like a goal to reach and a dream to fulfill. Then it makes me, excited. But other than that, I mean, it doesn't really uh, excite me, and I really think that it is unnecessary for both of us, the person and for me as well. So I'm bringing down, I'm still bringing down, but it's almost, as much as I can handle right now.
So when you get contacted by somebody that's brand new, I assume it's kind of like when I get contacted, they have many questions, they have maybe already an idea of what training should look like in their head. So I'll use an example. I had a guy contact me and he said, and I want to hear what your reaction would be to this. And I'll tell you what mine was. He said,
Hmm.
what are if you could pick only three exercises, just three, that you could do for arm wrestling, what would they be? Now, what would your reaction to that be if you got asked that question?
uh, for sure, one would be, I mean, this is except table training, is
Yeah,
it?
this is like
Yeah.
in the gym kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure, one would be pull up or chin up, but not this way, not that way, but mostly like in a, parallel bar. I would
Yeah.
like to, yeah, and also on a, flat surface. Um, I would train. I mean, the truth. I mean, okay. The second one would be bicep, like maybe Scott Kerr bicep,
Yeah.
and the third would be. I mean, the third would be very. I mean, I would be doing coordination training, my hand and pronation at the same time. But except the bicep and the pull up, and the rest, I think I can equally train at the table.
Now, you know what I told the guy?
Yeah.
I told him he's being lazy and he shouldn't be looking for three exercises to do. I told him it wasn't enough.
Yeah, the truth is, like, I answer on because you asked me.
Yeah, yeah, that was what I kind of responded to the guy, and I see all the stuff going on online, and so when I contact you to train me,
Yeah.
what's your thought process when you hear that you're training somebody that's been involved in the sport for 20 years?
And also multiple times world champion, very high
Yeah,
level. I mean, the truth is, I thought that you don't have a lot to learn because you are already world level puller with tons of experiences, and you are very technical guy, but there is always something that we can add to each other from our experiences. There is always something. Anyone who says that I know everything, I mean, is mistaken. And I think that, I heard your goals, and it was exciting. And I thought, if Ryan is asking such thing, it's an honor to do, to work with him. This is what I was thinking inside of me.
I appreciate that. So when you design a program around me, is it because there's a lot. Like the training I'm doing, without getting into detail too much, there's a
Hmm.
lot. Like it's a two
Yeah,
week long program that
yeah.
lasts, and it's tough. It's putting taxes on my arm that have not been on there for a while, especially like in the time of COVID where there's not really a lot of table time going on. So,
Hmm.
do you take into account that experience, and how would you normally put together a program for me versus somebody that's been in the sport for a couple months?
I think that I would do the same, but the only thing is that this is I would just think of like a base, but then we would be doing it less and less after we have the base. So we will be eliminating some of them by discussing,
Yeah,
together. Yeah, and then we would finalize, what is best for you. But i
right.
am i am just making sure that we are training every necessary muscle group in
Yeah,
in different ways. And
yeah,
then I would like to like your level is higher than the level of the most of the people, and so your opinion is important for me. And with you it is easier to start with everything, and by discussing, to reach a point that, just have the only necessary ones and eliminate some of them by talking. And then whenever it's easier that, whenever we are close to a certain target, like your target is known to me, the
yeah,
people gonna pull are known to me, but many people's targets are unknown to me. I don't know if they want to pull someone. I didn't even hear their name. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
for
yeah,
you can do more specific training for each opponent that you are going to face. So it is a little bit, more professional, more higher level.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if when you put it together a program, when you consider rep ranges, what kind of area do you like to stay within?
Can you repeat again?
So repetition ranges, like when you do something 10 times, where's the ideal area you'd like to be in? Because you have a couple of schools of thought out there where there's a lot of emphasis put on maximum lifts, and then
Mm-hmm.
some where volume is more important. What do you think is more important in those two areas?
You're talking about the high reputation versus the low reputation, or?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the truth is, uh, whenever, okay, when I was healthy and younger, I like to train near max. My reps were not more than six, less than three, and I was doing a lot of statics as well. But right now, for me, if I continue doing that, and I will get injured. So that is why I really need to save that maximum pressure part near to the target. You know what I mean? Like if I start with 12 reps and the next month like 10 reps and then the 8 reps and 6 reps. In fact, for me, my case is so terrible that I don't even think of going any less than 10 or 8 reps, even when I'm gonna pull the guy end of this month. I mean next month, for example. You understand? A month later, because I can't push myself together with the weights and the table at the same time. If I do both of them, I get injured. So one needs to be training the muscles and helping to heal up, while the other one will be specific. If I go specific both of them, I get injured. So I choose table to be my specific because it's the best place to coordinate the muscle groups and train what I exactly will do against my opponents. I mean, I have coordination training with the weights and the rubber bands and everything, but it will never ever replace the table time. And I am type of person that, I can get whatever I want from the table, unlike some people. So they really need coordination trainings, at least till they come to a point, a level, and that this will be a good base for them before the table. They will do this, and then table, they will go for perfection. For you, I mean, for you also, I wouldn't suggest you to, people, like, I just think that, training high reps for some time is also increasing our max. The
Yeah.
only thing is that we are not trying, we are not doing it. But when you do today 10 reps with, just say, like 50 pounds, if you can, bring that up to 60 pounds, 10 reps, it will, with, whenever you try to do your low reps, it will also, you will see the difference that, your low rep max will also go up.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Now, it's a challenge for me right now because there's no table time for me. There's none. Like, we're shut down. But
Yeah.
when you get on a table, what do you think of the guys? Like, you've seen lots of practice video where the guys come in and they try to win, and they're trying to win in practice. Now, are
Mhm.
you the kind of guy that would just get in positions and work certain angles in practice with no emphasis on finishing the match? Because that's kind of my approach as well.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, if okay, there are different type of trainings. There are some trainings that, people seldomly, meet each other and see their level. I would understand that, at the beginning of the training they just go for ready go and try to win. I understand, but I wouldn't go all practice long that way. I just, once I see my level, I would prefer to train, and I train myself, also train the other person by doing the defense to him. Just he trains, because I always believe that, you need to really help to your training partners, because stronger they get, you also become stronger, because next week you will be training with a better coordinated, stronger guy. But if you just satisfy your ego against your training partners, they will not get better, and then you will be training with the, like, guys that are not going anywhere, in a positive way. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but the finishing part about the training, I would just train. But, like, if I do defense to him like 30 seconds or something, and then at the end I would prefer to press the guy and win as well, because the muscle groups that, when they are training here, and then whenever you pressing, is just, if you don't do the winning part of the pressure, you are missing something there. That part needs to train as well. You can't just train here. You really need to press. And those, sometimes people, and then if you don't train that way, to control the wrist this way and then control the wrist while applying pressure, not the same thing. Controlling the pronator and then pressing the guy with your pronator is not the same thing, because we know many people, they are okay here, when they go, their pronator turns. They control the wrist, when they go, the wrist doesn't handle. So all this needs to work. Also, backside of your shoulder, everything. This pressure needs to work. But it doesn't mean that you need to do only this or only holding. But if you do enough of training, at the end you can uh, beat the guy. Pin the guy. It's not a big deal, as long as you give him enough training. Also, he will be doing the same thing with the guy who is weaker than himself as well. So we will all help each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's interesting. So I'm going to throw a few things at you because this
yeah,
is the stuff that I get asked all the time.
yeah.
What is your opinion on? Well, let's start with, what do you have you seen any of Todd Hutchings' training? So his training is based on West Side Barbell and those philosophies. It's
I
based
I,
on a powerlifting routine.
I haven't seen his training. No,
Okay, so
I
it's
really
basic.
don't. I don't. Yeah. Okay, you tell me.
It's very low reps, building up to a maximal lift. I don't know if I'm doing it justice, but it's we don't need to touch on it too much because if you haven't seen it, it's quite different than what you might see. But then again, I guess everyone's training is a little bit different when you try to find it on the internet. There's so much stuff out there.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, The training, um, like my training 30 years ago, my training 15 years ago, my training today are different. Not only because it progresses, but it is, I'm talking about my own self. It is up
Yeah.
to my own condition, my own age, my own health conditions. You know what I mean, right? Yeah.
Yes,
I,
I
I,
do.
I could do like every training only static 20 years ago. Every training only static. Yeah. I could do one arm pull ups and then do table time. It was enough for me. It was enough for me. But right now, I can't really push myself that way. Like he's doing only low reps. Maybe he's doing statics as well or no?
I'm not sure if he is or not.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, I would like to add another thing that I always say that there is not only one way to reach to top. We have like most of the muscle groups are here, and to coordinate them in different ways is possible, and to train them in different ways is possible. To bring a guy's arm down to, pin pad can be done in different ways. Like I am the one that who chooses to control and eliminate all the bridges between forearm and the upper arm, and then pin the guy, while someone is so strong about the elbow and other joints, healthy and genetically strong, they can just overpower them. You understand? But not it's not something that everyone can do it. I mean, in the past, I was doing them both together. I had the control, and also maybe you remember, like I was just also very explosive, like I was like a chess player till the go, and then becoming an animal, once I hear the go. So when
Yeah.
you make them together, it's very effective. And but some people right now I'm not as healthy, so I really like to like control everything, and then press the guy. And but I see that like Todd, I think once John told me that he has very very strong elbow joint, and as you see, even if he loses his hand and everything, he can still, he can drive. I'm not sure if it is only because of his uh like training methods, but also I think that it is also because he has that extraordinary thing about his joints.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you a couple of things fast. Um, what do you think of grippers? Because I get asked that question all the time.
Yeah. Yap kafana göre bir şeyler yap işte. Hammer bilek antrenmanı. Oh, grippers. The
Yeah.
grippers is, I mean, you can use it as, but I how to say, I believe in uh, the correct recording muscle memory. And if there is something you can make the memory work in a correct way, so it means that you can do the same thing in a incorrect way. So what I just think that it is not about the only equipment, or it's not only about the training, but it is about how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in
So
a gripper, you're usually you have your hand, you're
yeah,
squeezing it, and your hand goes back a little bit.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what is our purpose? Our purpose is to you know uh, block the brachyradialis with the finger and the lat, and then then you turn the pronator with your wrist. So just because you want to use your fingers so strong, if you really need, I mean, if you do palm pressing just because you want to apply more finger pressure, and you causing your wrist to be like this, then it's garbage, because your fingers are supposed to help your wrist. You understand? It needs to.
Yep.
These are the servants of your wrist.
Yep.
So just because you want to use your fingers, if you are causing your wrist to be like this, I mean, it's not a good thing to do it. So about I have a video on YouTube that about how I think is the best way to use it. So if you are using this way, without sacrificing your own wrist, then I think they are helpful. But
Yeah.
once also you shouldn't put it to the middle knuckle of the finger. You need to really, here the bottom side needs to be up, and this side needs to be about fingertips. And this is the right way of using, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. If it gets used at all, that's the only way I would use them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And what
yeah.
do you think about all these equipment companies coming out with all these fancy handles that are like cone shaped or gigantic handles and all rotating? Do you see value in all these things?
I have my own opinion. You know, these are all the companies that are helping our sport to grow,
Hmm.
and you know, we really need products for this sport to be taken even more seriously. We really need products, and I appreciate what they do. Some of them I find useful for myself. I'm not saying that they are not useful, but you know, we all have our own way of training, and so some of them I use it, and some of them I don't. But I'm not going to say this one and that one, because I mean, I, as I said before, um, even if you have one of the best way to reach top, it doesn't mean that you know you have all the ways to reach to the top. So I have my own way. There are different ways, so I respect all of them. And for other ways, those handles that I don't use it may be useful.
Yeah. All right, man. I think that's a great way to wrap it. A short video on training for the people watching the channel, and I think that's awesome. So I appreciate you coming on and talking to me today,
I mean, it
Coach.
was it was honor. It was honor. I respect you very much.
Thank you,
And
sir.
yeah, you are not only a great athlete, you are a very respectful and respected person, and I wish you the best, and I see you again.
Yes, we shall. Thank you.